This is a really cool one we've got today, guys. Today we've got a 1970 Mercedes-Benz 280 SEL. This is the W108 chassis, and for all intents and purposes, this is an S-Class. Now, they weren't called S-Class at the time. It was the generation after this one that was officially called an S-Class, but this is an S-Class. This was their flagship sedan of the time, and this was what the chairman of the board drove. If you had arrived, you were driving either one of these or a Rolls-Royce. And quite frankly, in my opinion, I think these are more beautiful than the Rolls-Royce of this era. Probably a better car, too. And you've also got that dictator thing going on with this. Or, for a softer tone, an ambassador or a diplomat, something like that. Maybe you're not too keen on the dictator title, but some people are. Anyway, this one's finished in what is called dark olive green, which is a cool name, I think. And it's a great color and very period appropriate. When I first saw this, I was not too crazy about the color, actually. But I bought it anyway. And then the color grew on me a lot. And now I actually love the color. And I think it's probably one of the best colors for the W108. I would say second to Tobacco Brown. Tobacco Brown is still my favorite, but this is probably second. This one is in really good condition. This paint is all original, and it's in tremendous condition. For example, like the roof is like glass. I mean, you could brush your teeth and comb your hair while looking at this paint. It's that reflective. The interior is also in very good condition. I'm going to show that to you here in a moment. But I mean, look at this thing. It's just incredibly gorgeous. I mean, can you name 3 other more gorgeous cars? I mean, maybe, but I think you'd be hard pressed. Even by, what the heck was that? Even by today's standards, man, this car is just stunning. And when I drive this thing, I get constant head turns, points, wows, and thumbs up. I mean, people just absolutely love this car. And how could you not? Look at this grille. I mean, it's just the presence from the front is just striking. When you see this, it's like, whoa, that is a Mercedes-Benz. I still love Mercedes-Benz of today. I love Mercedes-Benz of all eras. But the W108, to me, is probably the quintessential Mercedes-Benz. This is what I think of when I think of classic, truly genuine Mercedes-Benz. I think of a W108. And how could you not? I'm a big fan of the Mercedes-Benz of the 80s as well. I've had one of those and it was fantastic. Very well built. Excuse me, getting over a cold from a couple of weeks ago, but I'm better now. But these stupid coughs linger for like a month. Anyway, I love the Benz of the 80s. I love the Benz of the 90s. But the 90s especially were problematic, which is really unfortunate because I love 90s Mercedes-Benz. But the quality suffered a lot at that time, especially when it came to the interior. Lots of plastic, and nowadays when these cars are 30 years old, these interior pieces are breaking, they're crumbling. It's really sad. Again, because I love that generation of Mercedes-Benz, but they're just sadly not standing the test of time. This, however, is 54 years old, and I'm telling you, it is built like a freaking tank. And there is basically not a squeak or a rattle going on in this interior when you drive. I mean, a tiny bit. There's little, like 1 or 2 little squeaks and little rattles that I can hear every now and then. But generally speaking, this thing is rock solid and quiet. in terms of the build quality, that is. I mean, the engine is actually quite loud, which is really cool in my opinion. You hear all the valves ticking. It's a really fascinating tactile experience. Okay. But in terms of the interior build quality, it's just put together so well. These were said to be the last of the fully hand-built Mercedes-Benz. Some people say that that's not true. Some people say that it is true. I don't know. Who cares? The fact of the matter is they were hand-built. Now, normally speaking, that would be a turnoff for me. You know, I think I would rather have a machine-built, assembly-built vehicle, because I feel like when you deal with hand-built stuff, you're leaving open a lot of room for error. When you have Gunther building this on, you know, a Friday or a Monday morning, and he's hungover, or he's getting over a cold, or he's just starting a cold, or, you know, his wife left him, or he left his wife, or, you know, he was, you know, he slept 2 hours, or, you know, he just found out, you know, he was just diagnosed with a disease, an illness. Who knows? You know, my point being is that when you're dealing with people and humans, I think there's a lot of room for error. But it's hard to argue with the results, because these things are tremendously built. The quality is incredible, especially for its time. You know, these were not designed on a computer. And yet, here they are, over half a century later, still driving. And still driving good. And good power, too. I mean, I think this one puts out 156 horsepower. This is a 280 SEL, which, again, is the long wheelbase model. It's a straight six engine, and I think it puts out 156 horses. In 1970, that was a pretty good number, especially with such a huge vehicle. The 0 to 60 on it, I think, is 10.5 seconds. And again, for 1970, not bad, especially when you're riding around in luxury, class, and style. And safety, probably, for that time. Four-wheel disc brakes, pretty impressive for 1970. The air conditioner works extremely well. It's very cold in there. And this particular car, in just 2024 alone, has had approximately $15,000 in repairs and maintenance done to it. This is an extremely well-sorted W108. It's not perfect. This is not a concours car, like I say a lot about all the cars that I show. It's not a concours car. It probably could win many car shows. But this is an extremely well put together W108. Extremely well sorted W108. Let's take a look at the interior. Now, as you can see on the dash, we got that Louis Vuitton here today, because you know how we do it here. We got to do it fancy. Actually, the reason I got that Louis Vuitton on there is because the dash does have a few cracks in it, a couple. It's got one or two here and then one there, and they're not horrible, but I do like to keep them out of direct sunlight. And being that we are in Texas, far west Texas, desert, high desert, it is mid-October and it's still 91 degrees here today, so it's pretty damn hot. Anyway, also on this steering wheel, we have this custom leather wrap that's tearing here, but you know me, I've talked about this in my videos before. I don't like to repair stuff like that. I love originality in my cars. And guys, it's 54 years old. I mean, give it a break. I mean, you want it to be perfect? I think not. But it's very clean. It's in very good condition. Look at the seats. I mean, yeah, you got these pipes sticking out here, but very minor. And down here in the footwell area, you do have that vinyl mat, the foot pad deteriorating. But, you know, again, it's 54 years old. I mean, I've seen a lot of people that are 54 years old that are in a lot worse shape than that. So, quite frankly, this is Very healthy car. Gorgeous, real, let me get that sunbeam out of there. Gorgeous, real wood grain on these W108s. I mean, absolutely beautiful. Look at this. I mean, you see this in cars nowadays, that raw wood finish. Well, they were doing it back in 1970 also, guys. And quite frankly, they may have been doing it better. And look how it has stood the test of time. We've got the original radio there too. It does work, but the antenna doesn't extend, so we don't get a lot of volume on it. But it does actually turn on and it works. You have power windows. I mean, come on, it's 1970. This particular car has 91,881 miles. And the paint, excuse me, look at that back seat. The paint appears to be all original, and it's in tremendously good shape. Like I mentioned previously, I mean, look at that. There are portions of it that are just like glass. Oops, sorry there. Of course, from this era, I love the color-matched hubcaps. Just absolutely wonderful. Let's take her for a drive. A quick little drive, so we can see what the W108 is all about. Ow. Of course, as always, safety first. Let me get my seat belt on here. Get this puppy started. She cranks right up. Well, you gotta hold it there for a moment. Sorry about that. I didn't hold it long enough. Fantastic air conditioner. Let's go. I mean, is there anything better than looking at the hood ornament of a vintage Mercedes-Benz? I mean, it just gives you such a great feeling as a car enthusiast. It's like the Northern Star guiding your way, and it kind of, you know, just dances in the moonlight at night. Let's head this way so we can get away from the sun. But yeah, the power on this thing is good. I mean, it still moves very well. It's not slow. Come on, buddy. What are you doing? What are you doing? Go, dude. Don't you hate that? Who does that? Anyway. I mean, yeah, there's a couple of squeaks here and there. But I mean, like I said, I've driven in cars that are 5 years old, 4 years old, not 54 years old, but 4 years old, which are absolute rattle traps. And this is 54 years old, and it's still as tight as can be. It's just a testament to Mercedes-Benz engineering, especially of this era. Don't get me wrong, Mercedes-Benz of today are still fantastic, but they just don't make them like they used to. Especially nowadays with all this vegan nonsense, you know, recycled plastics, synthetic materials. I mean, the seats in here are synthetic as well, MB-Techs. But otherwise, you're dealing with wood and metal. You know, it's sad that they don't make them like this anymore. I get it. You know, it's for safety. You want softer, more forgiving materials in here. It's for cost cutting. You know, it's not cost effective to make interiors out of metal and wood anymore. Excuse me. But gosh, when you feel it, especially nowadays, it's just like, look at this guy. Okay. It's just like, wow, what a feeling. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and pull on in here, take one last look at it, and say goodbye. Boy, there's a lot of traffic around here for a Sunday afternoon. Sunday evening, really. It's already 6 o'clock, almost. You know, Louis Vuitton should have done a collaboration with Mercedes-Benz and done something like this. I'm kidding, but I don't know, maybe it would have been cool. So there you have it, guys. The 1970 Mercedes-Benz 280 SEL. Dark olive green. And what a tremendous car. This is truly a collector's piece now. And this one is in fantastic condition. You'd be hard-pressed to find one in better shape. Especially with all the recent maintenance and repairs that have been done to this one. Extremely well sorted. This one's ready to go for many, many, many more miles. If you're interested in this car, because they're always for sale, reach out to me. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you're interested in it. Also, as always, guys, if you could subscribe to me, it'd be great. I'm still trying to get to 500, and after that, I want to get to 1,000. But, you know, we're making progress. So if you could subscribe and share this video with your friends and like and comment on it, it would help me big time. You know, YouTube likes to see that stuff. They like to see that the videos are active and getting attention. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot. See you guys.